What's going on, people? I cannot wait because I am a little late, I guess. We've got 20 minutes left uh, before you know what happens. Donald Trump is being inaugurated very, very shortly inside the Capitol Rotunda, site of where his Nazi sympathizing supporters tried to overturn the election. These wee 4 years ago. So we'll watch. It is apparently very cold in uh, DC, which is why they're doing this in the first place. If you're here, make sure you are subscribing and all of the things. Maybe become a member because you get this morning content from yours truly. Let's watch some C-SPAN together. Give me a little thumbs if you can hear it. Making sure audio is all good. This is like next level depressing, right?
Ladies and gentlemen,
there you have Joe Biden,
the executive director for the Joint
and Kamala Harris
Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, Mr. Michael Wagner, Senate Deputy Sergeant at Arms and Doorkeeper Jason Bell, and House Deputy Sergeant at Arms Mr. Sean Keating,
and other people who were attacked on January 7th, 6th, and 7th. Damn, dude. The coup is complete, people. Here we are again, 4 years later. Coup, like, who among us? Who among us 4 years ago imagined that this shit?
The Vice President-elect of the United States.
Oh, JD Vance is coming. Can we just say, as awful as Donald Trump is, there's nothing more upsetting than JD, cat lady, women were designed to birth children, fucking hillbilly elegy ass little bitch. Like, I served not even a term in the Senate. JD Vance is vice president. Like, good thing vice presidents don't do anything, really. But oh my God, this guy is just one better trained bullet away from being the president. Like, ugh. I mean, and it'll be fun, right? Because he and Elon are going to really go at it. But this is where we are. Welcome. Buenos dias. Good morning. I hope everyone is having a great one. We're obviously watching this bullshit fanfare. Like, this is wild. Oh, his wife is in the background. God, that's so embarrassing. God, that's embarrassing. Oh, no. But, like, I really feel like, give it up for facial hair. You know what I'm saying? Facial hair, truly, of all the things JD Vance has done, I think growing that beard, just like Ted Cruz growing the beard, just to sort of cover up the, like, the ghoulish little slugs that they are.
Sergeant at Arms, the Honorable William P. McFarland.
That was a good move.
Senate Sergeant at Arms and Doorkeeper, the Honorable Jennifer A. Hemingway. Senate Majority Leader, the Honorable John Thune.
Oh, I thought
the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies. House Democratic Leader, the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries. House Majority Leader.
I was thinking that the doorkeeper was Chuck Schumer, and I was like, he might as well be the doorkeeper. That's as much as he's going to be doing, is just being the doorkeeper. Oh, you want to come in? You want to go out? Democracy in, democracy out.
The Honorable Deb Fischer, and Chairwoman of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, the Honorable Amy Klobuchar.
Oh, fucking Amy Klobuchar. I swear, can you just not smile like that, please? Just don't smile. That's all I ask. Good to see everybody. Yes, George Soros should have showed up just to troll everybody. R.I.P. democracy, indeed. We're going to watch a little bit later where I was 8 years ago. I was in DC outside. It was pretty cold.
Of the United States,
trolling Trump supporters, but things have changed, people. There he is. Wow, a subdued type. Almost purple. Almost as if He's gonna be a president for all people. Ugh! Oh, almost got a kiss. So close. Oh, that was so close. Melania with her fucking Beyonce ripoff hat, trying to sell her fucking meme coin. And oh, there was almost a kiss, but oh, the hat got in the way. The hat, really, sometimes you want to kiss your wife, but then, the fact that you're like a Nazi does prevent it, but also the hat will do it. So JD is in the red tie. They didn't all wear the same thing, which is a good look. Meanwhile, Baron is like, what, 3 heads over everybody? I'm telling you. Whenever they want to go, it's go time, Baron. You have the choice. Does Baron ball, though? Is that tallest? Is that heightest to ask if Baron balls? Hell yeah. Chance of USA. Just like they were. Oh, look, it's the overflow audience over in the Capitol.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Bro, I don't think I'm going to be able to sit comfortably. I think the roids are going to get to me out of stress. I don't think I'll be able to sit comfortably for a while. All right, someone do some bad lip reading. I said that it's actually not that cold out. I did want to be outside. So it was your idea, right? When they get mad at me because I wanted to be outside. It was you that didn't want to be inside. Is that
Please
true?
welcome the chairwoman of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, the Honorable Amy Klobuchar.
Oh boy. Please bring up just a salad with a comb in it. Is it a good morning?
The 60th presidential inauguration. Today, President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect Vance will take their oath of office, and we will witness the peaceful transfer of power at the heart of our democracy.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares, Amy. Nobody cares. They don't care. They don't care that they incited an insurrection. They don't give a shit. Nobody cares about the peaceful transfer of power, least of all the people you're speaking to.
We thank the committee and Capitol staff and law enforcement who worked so hard over the last year, and especially the last 3 days. You've done a beautiful job, and you have shown grace under pressure.
And what's so important is that if there is another violent mob, it will attack civilians and not elected officials. So have fun out there, everybody, doing things like going to New Year's Eve celebrations.
Truly a testament to that endurance. We welcome President Biden and Dr. Biden. We welcome Vice President Harris and Doug Emhoff, President Obama, President Clinton and Secretary Clinton, President Bush and Laura Bush, Vice President Pence.
Oh, damn, look at Bush. Look at Bush. Boo. Oh my God, guys. Javier Milei, stage right. Look at this. Why is Milei, why he on the Democrat side though? Look at that bitch. Oh dude, is that Georgia Maloney? Oh, we got all the fascists. The global fash. The global fash hath come together, hath thus been convoked. The fash signal was up into the sky.
It is the moment when they become, as we all should be, the guardians of our country. Through war and peace, through adversity and prosperity.
But mostly war, let's be real.
Every 4 years. And today it falls on Martin Luther King Day. A further reminder that we must strive to uphold the values enshrined in our Constitution.
Bullshit. A further reminder that we need to rise up and start doing mass civil disobedience and direct action because our leaders have utterly let us down. And let us all revisit the quotes from MLK about liberals and how they will not save you and how power concedes nothing without a demand. I mean, that was Frederick Douglass. Great guy.
The ordinary people doing extraordinary things. President Kennedy, who at one point worked as a senator in this building and would often walk through this very rotunda, once said, "In a democracy, every citizen, regardless of interest in politics, holds office. Every one of us is in a position of responsibility." With that responsibility of citizenship comes an obligation not to seek out malice, as President Lincoln once reminded us, but to view others with a generosity of spirit despite our differences.
Ugh.
With that responsibility
This
of
is
leadership
straight up, guys,
comes
this
an
is hours
obligation
before.
to stand our ground when we must and find common ground when we
This
can.
is hours before Trump
With
is going to sign
everything
executive
swirling around
orders
us, the hot mess of
revoking
division,
birthright
it is on all
citizenship.
of us, to quote an
And
incredible
we want to come
songwriter who
together.
just happened to be born in my state, to ensure that our nation's
Jesus
democracy
Christ.
is our shelter from the storm.
Ugh.
There's a reason this ceremony takes place at the Capitol. In other countries, it might be in a presidential palace or
Oh,
a
shut
gilded
the fuck
executive
up,
office
dude.
building.
There will
Here it
be a
is
presidential palace.
traditionally held at the Capitol, the People's House. It is a fitting reminder of the system of checks and balances that is the very foundation of our government. 3 equal branches of government. That is how, for nearly
3 equal
250
branches
years,
have
our
been
great
arrested
American experiment,
by Donald
grounded
Trump.
in the rule of law,
I mean, this
has
is,
endured.
guys, this is
So,
the God
as
Emperor.
we inaugurate a new president and vice president,
This is, I gotta mute this bitch. I'm sorry. This is straight up like, this is the ascension of God Emperor, okay? This man is untouchable. So says the highest court in the land. That somehow, even though they have no faith from the American people, they're still in power. Somehow, because even though they have been compromised time and again with gifts and backdoor deals and like going on vacations with Nazi sympathizers that and flying upside down flags in support of the insurrectionists, none of that matters. We don't get to elect these people. Like, they've got no confidence. This is such, it is enraging. There's Biden. Good job. Good job. Very good. Yeah. Good job. I hope you all die. I'm sorry. I don't hope anything. I don't hope that anyone kills you, but I do hope, you know what I'm saying? I hope you go away. I hope you go away and you let those of us who actually want to fucking fight real American fascism elect. Oh no, we can't elect them. I'm sorry. We can't elect them because they're not pro-Israel enough. Sorry. No, we've got okay, Deb Fischer is speaking. I honestly don't give a shit. Her husband, whether or not he was snubbing or wasn't snubbing Kamala Harris, at this point, I don't care. But we've got some executive orders. Apparently, one tidbit that is coming down the pike here is that Trump is gonna take the oath of office on a limited edition of the Trump Bible that's gonna be released tomorrow, guys. So if you were wondering, how can I get my hands on the Bible that Donald Trump touched? I mean, if you want to like dress up like Bugs Bunny as like a woman, you know what I'm saying, and be all like sexy, you might get that hand of Trump on you specifically, and that would be like a perfectly good Looney Tunes way to go about doing it. But the other way you get close to Donald Trump is you buy the limited edition Bible that is absolutely legal to sell vis-a-vis the Oval Office, because it's probably all in, all in his children's name. God, Barron's credit must be real fucked right now. Anyone else? Seth, you trolling me, my guy? They're talking, you're talking. What's the difference? The difference is I'm right. No, the difference is I am not celebrating the ascension of God Emperor. And Dan Mickle, thank you so much for the super chat. As a Canadian who works adjacent to the auto industry, we're terrified right now. It's up to you to disrupt as much as possible. We're depending on you. Say more about that. Why specifically are you worried? I mean, it in terms of like global labor rights and like trade, all of this is it's bad. It's going in a bad direction. we are handing the government not only to Donald Trump, but to the highest bidder. $200 million has been raised simply for this inaugural event. Like, with $200 million, can you not do it in the so-called People's House? Why not go somewhere else? They're going to have a rally later on. Like a celebration. I think that's where like Snoop Dogg and all the other, people who could be bought off are going to perform. I don't care. But really it is amazing because it is the incredible normalization of this man after he broke every single fucking norm. And here we are. Please, let's listen to the religious man speak in a country that supposedly has a separation of church and state. Cardinal Timothy.
Remembering General George Washington on his knees at Valley Forge, recalling Abraham Lincoln at his second inaugural.
Thank you, Neil.
With
Thank
malice
you.
toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right as God gives us to see the right. Remembering General George Patton's instructions to his soldiers as they began the Battle of the Bulge 8 decades ago.
The Battle of the Bulge.
When fighting,
A little homoerotic. Little homoerotic, if you honestly. Battle of the Bulge. I don't remember that one.
The Reverend Martin Luther King, who warned, without God, our efforts turn to ashes. We, blessed citizens of this one nation under God, humbled by our claim that in God we trust, gather indeed this inauguration day to pray for our President Donald J. Trump, his family, his advisors, his cabinet, his aspirations,
his vice
president.
I mean, at this point, maybe all we have is prayer.
Men and women in uniform, for each other, whose hopes are stoked this new year, this inauguration day.
I do think it is kind of fitting that like a Catholic priest and an archbishop would be the one who's overseeing part of this, I thought like the Republican Party was against groomers, but hey, you got to make exceptions here and there, I guess. I'm trying to find for y'all the 2016 inauguration where Matt and Kate, my producer, and I were on the ground in DC. It was a sight to behold, and we were talking to Trump supporters who there weren't very many of them, right? There was tons of empty space. You guys remember that? We were getting them to sign a registry to create a Muslim registry. So they were giving us their name, phone number, and address to create a Muslim registry. It was pretty lovely. Those were the good old days, when there was like real resistance. I heard, and you guys have to confirm for me, because I've been with my kid all morning. I heard that maybe Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough were with Trump, helped escort him to the Capitol. Michael Bellino, thank you for doing this. MSNBC's treating this as another inauguration is so infuriating. Yes, because we have to normalize it. Because if we don't normalize this, what does it say about us? If we actually have to recognize how utterly undemocratic, how wild it is that 2 states wanted to deny Donald Trump access from the ballot based on the Constitution itself, based on, what is it, Section 2 of Article 14 or whatever it was, or like that, you cannot aid or give comfort to insurrectionists. So says the post-Civil War adopted language into the Constitution, because we did have insurrectionists giving comfort to people who would topple the U.S. government. And Colorado and Maine wanted to take his name off of the ballot, and they were not allowed to because the Supreme Court was like, that's not fair. Also, we want more money. Also, these are the billionaires who butter our bread. So that's why you're seeing even people you might like just sort of like take a moment and pause. And that is also this like, look, in my heart, deep heart of hearts. Oh, good. Billy Graham is speaking. Wonderful. Franklin Graham, the son. Awesome. How many like weird sex shit did they cover up together? How many docs have been written about them? Wasn't Billy Graham just like A1 cuck? Didn't he enjoy watching people like screw his wife? Like, not trying to kink shame, but this guy told gay people that they're going to hell for years and years and years. So miss me with some Billy Graham crap. But again, it is this fawning over a nation, over your country, over its founding, as if we were not founded through vis-a-vis genocide and slavery and by a bunch of religious zealots. That's not to say that America can't be better. That's not to say that this country and the idea, or at least what was an idea, of a, mixed salad, a fruit salad, or like a melting pot of many different ideas and religions and identities and cultures all coming together for equal representation under the law, that is not still a good ideal. But where we've been and what we've done is nothing to fawn over. It's nothing to lay down for. It is, I will fight for the specific people in our American history, like Martin Luther King Jr., who strove to make the Constitution a reality, that all men and women are created equal, and anything in between, although TBD for this afternoon. This is where like the anarchist part of me really gets going, which is like, you should not be beholden to a country or a history or whatever. It's fine to like it. It's fine to admire certain parts of it, but blind loyalty, but not recognizing when there is a problem is like, having a loved one who has, a substance abuse problem, and you're like, it's fine, let's give them the keys to the car, they can drive. Like, this is the same thing. If you love this country, you criticize it, you want to make it better. We have the swearing in of JD Vance, so let's listen in as his wife holds their daughter up, and she ain't never gonna live this moment down. She's sucking her thumb. Girl, me too.
Vance, do solemnly swear.
I, James David Vance, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Oh my God, it's Brett Kavanaugh. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against
Oh my
all
God.
enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith
That I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same.
and allegiance to the same.
This is boring.
That I take this obligation freely
That I take this obligation
He
freely
thinks he's got,
without any mental
he thinks just because
reservation
he's an
without any
author.
mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully
Oh my God, guys,
And
it's
that
Jeff
I will
Bezos.
well and
It's
faithfully discharge
mother effing
the duties of the
Bezos
office.
right
the
there,
duties of the office
on which I'm
right
about
behind
to
them.
enter.
on which I'm about to enter.
These
So help me
mofos
God.
So help me God.
straight up have the billionaire class quite literally at their backs, right behind them. Jeff Bezos, a guy who denies Amazon workers from forming unions and bathroom breaks, and who is responsible for crushing American business in this country and competition, the definitional monopoly man. Is that the CEO of well, that's Tim Cook. And then is that this current CEO of Google? I forgot his name because he's like not evil enough to remember. Yeah. He's got tech billionaires right behind him. Oh, but there's a tech bias. There's a big anti-right tech bias.
After me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
Go, Melania.
execute.
Go, Melania.
that I will faithfully execute
The office of President of the United States.
the office of President of the United States
And will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Help
Congratulations.
us, God. Help us all, God. Help us all. Ivanka's back. Ivanka's back looking like a fucking Paris Barbie. And the cannons. Oh, where were these on Jan 6? That could have been useful. Oh, looks like we've got cannons. I didn't know. Sick, man. Are there any BLM protesters we can aim those at? Hey, buddy. Thank you. Now, I'm sorry, wife. I'm going to go say hi to all of the billionaires, including Elon Musk. There's Pete Hegseth, like, which woman is the most roofiable here? Not her, not her. Him, he's looking okay. She's too old. Dude, why does Melania look like a fucking, like an Amish got a glow up, dude? Look at this. She looked like a straight Batman villain. Oh boy. Oh boy. Sorry, I keep on removing. Ivanka's back into the fray. Okay, so from here, we all get to buy the Bible. Okay. If Biden came at Trump with a knife right now, forgiven, right? Am I right? Like, just like, not even no weapon, just straight up tried to manhandle that guy. Like, I just want, you know what I'm saying? Some oatmeal, a marble, let's go, old school style. Oh boy. Oh, go. We got singers. The Marines band known as the President's Own has performed at every inauguration since 1801. Oh, there's an Asian. Oh, another non-white. Another non-white. Another non-white. That's cool. I thought this was an anti-woke celebration, but whatever. All right. I didn't know that the U.S. Marine Band was a thing, but now that I know, I'm okay with not having healthcare. Like when you go to any civil society, like civilized society, any modern democracy, if they don't have healthcare, but they have a Marine band, a band of beautiful angels singing patriotic songs, trained to do so, that's fine. I could die of preventable diseases and buried in mountains of healthcare debt because we've got a Marine band. So if you're watching from fucking Canada, if that's even a real place, or you're watching from the UK, whatever, colonizer, just remember we have a Marine band. All right? Sean McDonald, the oil and war lobbies will kill this country. Been killing this country, my friend. Been killing it and continue to kill it. There at the Capitol, do you think it smells like poop? I mean, as a mom, you know, you can't really get rid of it. Get rid of that smell. Kosh 963. I am a little dyslexic. Darkwing Duck was awesome. You got it. She was Darkwing Duck. Like, I don't really like straight up Darkwing Duck. Wasn't it when Darkwing Duck was like going out to do something? I thought Darkwing Duck was more purple, but then when like he had to do, I don't know, I wasn't really into Darkwing Duck. I wasn't into Darkwing Duck that much. I'm going to be 100% with you. The instructor, thank you so much for being a member, said the Mexico, the EU, and China, Latin America are starting to form alliances outside of wanting to deal with Trump and the United States. Exactly. I mean, this is the thing about Trump saying, you know, American decline is over, right? That's the big thing that he's saying is American decline is over. But Donald Trump's very existence, his presidency, is a testament to the fact that American exceptionalism, if it ever existed, if we were ever insulated from, you know, anti-democratic forces, insurrectionists, Nazis, and anti-Semites, and you know, the allure of fascism, of authoritarianism, of collapsing every branch of government underneath one person, one man. Donald Trump is a testament to the fact that we've never been exceptional. We are just like country, just like Germany, just like Japan, just like many countries just like Italy, but many other countries, right? Where, the anti-Semitism and fascism and all this, like, we're allowed to flourish, like real anti-Semitism, you know what I'm saying? Hatred, xenophobia, the othering of immigrants. We're not immune from any of that shit. And we hadn't been either. And I think truly the other thing that Donald Trump's ascendance represents is that the Civil War we never healed from it. That the Confederacy never died. For those Southerners, or those not even Southerners, for the racists who say it never died, it didn't. You're right. That Abraham Lincoln, for all the ways that Democrats love to fawn over him, did not actually hold the Confederates accountable for their actions and welcome them back into the Union with open arms before the Treaty of Appomattox was even dry. And this dude, Abe Lincoln was killed, within a month? Who knows their history better than within like a couple months of the end of the war by a Confederate. So he was murdered because of it. Where have we seen this before? What I'm saying is, Reverend William Barber III, come on my show. Let's talk about a third Reconstruction and how we need to actually have real racial and all kinds of justice in this country, including when it comes to workers and the like. I don't know who this is. Is this Deb again? Deb Fisher? Why does Deb Fisher get to do everything? Come on, Biden. Just lunge. Just lunge. Yo, Spark saying there's over 100 military bands.
Thank you very
I
much.
swear to God.
Well,
I mean, I guess they need the military
you very
too, but I mean, they need music too. Here we
Vice
go.
President Vance, Speaker Johnson, Senator Thune, Chief Justice Roberts, Justices of the United States Supreme Court,
I'm in Los Angeles.
President
F Pro
Clinton,
18.
President Bush, President Obama, President Biden,
Obama. You heard
Vice
that?
President Harris, and my fellow citizens. The golden age of America begins right now.
Wow, how fitting. The golden age of America begins right now. It is a gilded age, my guy.
From this day forward,
It is a
our
gilded
country will
age.
flourish and be respected again all over the world.
Sure, except for the
We will
ones
be
that are
the
trying to
envy
cut
of
us out
every
of their trade
nation,
deals.
and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of
What?
the Trump
Advantage?
administration, I will very simply put America first.
But who is an American and who I will be
Our
putting
sovereignty
first is
will be
very
reclaimed.
key.
Our safety will be restored. The scales of justice will be rebalanced. The vicious, violent, and unfair weaponization of the Justice Department and our government will end.
Guys, I'm surprised. I thought his speech was going to be a little bit more conciliatory, wanting to be a president for all people, given what Amy Klobuchar said.
America will soon be greater, stronger, and far more exceptional
Oh, sorry.
than before.
Far more exceptional. Ooh. Ooh. Are we going to
I
be
return
exceptional, or
to
are
the
we going to
presidency
kind of
confident
look
and
like the
optimistic
Third
that
Reich?
We are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success.
Ooh,
A
thrilling.
tide of change is sweeping the country. Sunlight is pouring over the entire world.
For in DC.
And America has the chance to seize this opportunity like never before. But first, we must be honest about
You know he's
the
talking about
challenges
crypto,
we
right?
face.
You know he's talking about
While
crypto.
they are plentiful, they will be
And AI.
annihilated by this great momentum that the world is now witnessing in the United States of America.
Okay, here's what I'm
As we
expecting.
gather today, our government confronts a crisis of trust. For many years, a radical and corrupt establishment has extracted power and wealth from our citizens while the pillars of our society lay broken and seemingly in complete disrepair. We
Extracted
now have
power
a
and wealth.
government that cannot
Someone's been
manage even a
reading.
simple crisis at home,
Carl. Whoa,
while at the
whoa,
same time
whoa.
stumbling into a continuing catalog of catastrophic events abroad. It fails to protect our magnificent, law-abiding American citizens, but provides sanctuary and protection for dangerous criminals, many from prisons and mental institutions that have illegally entered our country from all over the world.
DJ,
We have a
play the
government that
hits,
has given
please.
unlimited
I don't want
funding
nothing
through the
new,
defense of
just the
foreign
hits. I want
borders,
the
but
classics. I want to
refuses to
karaoke this
defend
bitch, okay?
American borders, or more importantly, its own people. Our country can no longer deliver basic services in times of emergency, as recently shown by the wonderful people of North Carolina, been treated so badly.
North Carolina. Oh, this is him.
And other states who are still suffering from a hurricane that took place many months ago.
Okay, but not California.
Or
So
more
he's
recently in
saying that
Los
there was
Angeles,
aid
where we're
suspended.
watching fires still
Here
tragically
we go.
burn
He's setting it up, setting it up.
from weeks ago without even a token of defense. They're raging through the houses and communities,
Lesbians
even affecting
don't
some
count
of the
as
wealthiest and
firefighters.
most
There, I
powerful
said it.
individuals in our country, some of whom are sitting here right now. They don't have a home any longer. That's interesting. But we can't let this happen. Everyone is unable to do anything about it. That's going to change. We have a public health system that does not deliver in times of disaster, yet more money is spent on it than any country anywhere in the world.
How you going to
And
fix
we
it,
have
my
an
guy? How you
education
fixing it?
system that teaches our children to be ashamed of themselves in many cases, to hate our country despite the love that we try so desperately to provide to
That's
them.
why I'm appointing
All of this will
Dennis
change
Prager
starting
to work with
today,
Linda
and it will
McMahon.
change very quickly.
Okay, so quick prediction for what he's going to say. I think he's going to say it's going to be hard. He's going to do a Javier Milei. It's going to be hard. There's going to be suffering, but it'll be worth it.
The
Watch.
recent election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal and all of these many betrayals that have taken place.
Stephen Miller's
to
been
give
working
the
overtime.
people
His
back
little
their
fucking
faith,
his
their wealth,
speech writing monkey.
their democracy, and indeed their freedom.
Do you think Stephen
From
Miller
this
beats off
moment
with one
on,
hand while he types with the
America's
other?
decline
How
is
sticky
over.
do you think that keyboard is as he watches American History X? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Our liberties and our nation's glorious destiny will no longer be denied, and we will immediately restore the integrity,
where are we going? What's the
competency,
destiny?
and
Where are we going?
loyalty
Where are we going?
of America's
Who's we?
government.
Who's the we?
Over the past 8 years,
Please
I
name
have
the
been
we.
tested and challenged more than any president in our 250-year history, and I've learned a lot along the way. The journey to reclaim our republic has not been an easy one, that I can tell you. Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom
Someone's got to, Miss
and
Kaylee.
indeed
Someone's got to.
take my life. Just a few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's
my
bullet
life.
ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again.
We were so close, people. I mean, obviously, nobody's wishing harm on anyone, but that little bullet, you know, that Nancy Pelosi obviously was behind. So close. Barron's like, damn, mine could have been different. Melania's like, that day was the worst day of my life. Melania also sounds a little bit like Triumph, the comic insult dog.
That
The
is why
poodle.
each day under our administration of American patriots, we will be working to meet every crisis with dignity and power and strength. We will move with purpose and speed to bring back hope, prosperity, safety, and peace for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. For American
Mostly
citizens,
white
January 20th,
male.
2025 is Liberation Day.
Is he going to say anything about MLK? What do you guys think? I say don't say anything because I would like you to keep MLK Jr.'s
It
name
is my hope that
out
our
your
recent
mouth.
presidential election will be remembered as the greatest and most consequential election in the history of our country.
Logan Hill, are you serious?
As our victory showed, the entire nation is rapidly unifying behind our
Oh my
agenda.
God,
with
that's
dramatic
amazing.
Increases in support from virtually every element of our society, young and old.
That's huge.
men
Leonard
and
Peltz
women,
here.
African
Sentence is
Americans,
commuted.
Hispanic
He's
Americans,
very, very
Asian
ill.
Americans, urban, suburban,
He's
rural.
going to be in home
And very
confinement. Okay,
importantly,
whatever.
we had a powerful win in all 7 swing states. And the popular vote, we won by millions of people. To the Black and Hispanic communities,
boy.
I want to thank you for the tremendous outpouring of love and trust that you have shown me with your vote. We set records, and I will not
We set
forget
records
it.
for
I've
yourself.
heard your
You're
voices in
grading
the
yourself
campaign,
on
and I
the
look forward to
curve, my
working
guy.
with you.
I'm excited to
years to
deport your
come.
family members
Today is
and
Martin Luther
decriminalize
King
them as
Day.
well.
In his honor,
Here we go,
this will
MLK.
be a great honor. But in his honor, we will strive together to make his dream a reality.
What was his
will
dream?
make his dream come true.
What was his dream? They're going to say the color of your skin won't matter so much as the content of your character, as a way to say, that's why we need to get rid of affirmative action. That's why when these uppity blacks, they keep on talking about not having any
National unity
opportunities, or how Latinos
now
have to change their name
returning
on their
to
CVs.
America, and confidence and pride is soaring like never before. In everything we do, my administration will be inspired by a strong pursuit of excellence and unrelenting success.
You're welcome, Angela.
We will not forget our country.
Thank you.
We will not forget our Constitution. And we will not forget our God. Can't do that.
Our God. Uh-oh. We turning a new religious page over here? Donald Trump knows how to
Today, I
pray
will
with his
sign
duck
a
face.
series of historic executive orders.
Dear God,
With these actions, we will begin
pray
the complete restoration of
Judge
America and the
Marchand
revolution
dies
of
in a
common
fiery
sense.
car crash.
All about common sense. First, I will declare a national emergency at our southern border.
Been done. Been done. It's already been done. National emergency at the southern border. Yeah, please spend all of our money. I gotta put on lip gloss for this moment. Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. 2 things he's gonna mention. He's gonna mention the ceasefire, and he's gonna mention TikTok.
All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came. We will reinstate my Remain in Mexico policy.
It's been who reinstated it? Right? Are you going to use the CBP1 app? CBP1?
Release.
Jesus Christ. These are lies,
And
lies,
I will
lies,
send
lies.
troops to the southern
Remain in
border
Mexico is still
to
around, guys.
repel the
We pay
disastrous
Mexico. Biden
invasion
pays
of our
Mexico for
country.
them to hold immigrants.
Under the orders I signed today, we will
Exactly.
also be designating the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations.
Yes, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so if you know this show, you know I've been calling this for a long time, but we are going to war with drug cartels, and it's going to be bad. It's
And
going
by
to be
invoking the Alien
scary.
Enemies
It
Act
is
of
going to lead to
1798,
mass
I
bloodshed.
will direct our
That is what's
government
going to
use
happen.
the full
When we
and immense
could
power of
take
federal
paths
and
towards
state law
legalization,
enforcement to eliminate the
regulation.
presence of all foreign gangs and criminal networks, bringing devastating crime to U.S. soil, including our cities and inner cities.
Yes, it's true. the population that commits the least amount of crime, undocumented people,
As
definitely are
commander-in-chief,
responsible
I
for
have
the
no
most
higher
amount of crime
responsibility
in
than
our
to
inner
defend our
cities.
country
That
from
that
threats and
definitely checks
invasions,
out.
and that is exactly what I am going to do. We will do it at a level that nobody's ever seen before. Next, I will direct all members of my cabinet to marshal the vast powers at their disposal to defeat what was record inflation and rapidly bring down costs and prices.
I wish I could zoom in on Biden right now. Look at this fool's face.
The inflation crisis was
Look at
caused
this
by
face.
massive overspending and
Look at, like, where
escalating
are they
energy
dissociated?
prices, and
Why is
that is
Clinton
why today
smiling
I
right
will
now?
also
It's like,
declare a national energy
yeah, hell
emergency.
yeah. As long
We
as you
will
take care of
drill,
all the
baby,
Epstein
drill.
loose ends. Drill, baby, drill. You gonna give a standing O for drill, baby, drill? That's just like regular shit. Oh my God. Is that Laura? What's her name? Who's Jigsaw? Who's the Jigsaw baby lady? Who's
America will be
scary?
a
Laura
manufacturing
Loomer.
nation once
Laura
again,
Loomer. I could
and
see
we
her
have
because of the
something
way
that
the
no
light
other
shone off of
manufacturing
her
nation will ever have.
incredible,
The
or
largest
like her
amount of
hard
oil
ass
and
plastic
gas that
surgery
any
face
country on earth,
that somehow made her
and we
uglier
are
than if she
going
just
to
left her
use
fucking
it.
face alone.
Let me use it. We will bring prices down, fill our strategic reserves up again, right to the top, and export American energy all over the world.
We are drilling and exploring and more oil than we ever have had in American history, guys. And look where it's got us. A warming planet where half the country is under some deep ass freeze. Meanwhile, the other part of the country is on fire. But cool. I'm so glad we're going forward with this.
And keeping my sacred pledge to our great American auto workers.
Get the UAW out your mouth. The auto workers. Okay. Oh boy. Oh
In other
boy.
words, you'll be able to buy
Aaron Baker,
the car
patron,
of your
says
choice.
we are so cooked.
We will
Agreed.
build automobiles in America again at a rate that nobody could have dreamt possible just a few years ago. And thank you to the auto workers of our nation for your inspiring vote of confidence. We did tremendously with their vote.
Okay, this is also rewriting history because he did not get the UAW endorsement. They endorsed Kamala Harris, but now he's trying to rewrite that and say that the non-union plant he spoke at endorsed him. So he's saying auto workers without saying unions. Notice.
Tax foreign countries to enrich our citizens.
You guys excited? Whatever you need to buy, and I say this, I'm not even joking. Whatever you need to buy, if there's something you need, if you need a new fridge, if you need like a new couch, if you need literally anything that could be made in China and is going to like has tariffs on it, just buy it now. Swing for it now. You can make up for it later, but like buy the big item that you don't think you're going to be able to like that with tariffs will be far more expensive. Obviously not a house. Nobody can buy a house, but you know what I'm saying. A good shake weight.
Government efficiency.
Doge. Oh, we're gonna talk about Vivek. Vivek got kicked out of the castle.
After years and years of illegal and unconstitutional federal efforts to restrict free expression, I will also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship and bring back free speech to America.
Even on Palestine? Can we talk about Palestine? Can we talk about Kash Patel? Can we having an enemies list? Can we talk about Pete Hegseth? Or are we gonna be? Is someone gonna threaten to sue us?
Never again will the immense power of the state be weaponized to persecute political opponents. Something I know something about.
Wait. He just said,
that to happen,
never
it will
again
not happen again. Under
shall
my
the power
leadership,
of
we
the
will
state
restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law.
Never again shall the power of the state be weaponized against political enemies.
And we are
People,
going to bring law and
do we believe any of that? Number one, the power of the state was not wielded against Donald Trump. He did this to himself. The guy lives in a field of rakes. He steps on all of them and hits him in the goddamn face. But number two, he's got a Kash Patel who's going to be what? The head of the FBI is saying that he will go. He has an enemies list or but no, it's never again going to be weaponized against his political enemies. Just the people that he wants to extort and blackmail, like leaders of foreign countries, like, you know, President Zelensky of Ukraine.
Male and female.
Oh, we missed he's going to say, oh, hell yes, standing O for only 2 genders. Look at this guy. Who's this? Oh, damn. Guys, it might be a wrap for Barron. Barron might be totally red-pilled. Barron just stood up for only 2 genders.
Service members who were
It's
unjustly
messed up.
expelled from our military for objecting to the COVID vaccine mandate with full back pay.
So what? 5 people? There he goes. Anti-COVID stuff. Who's this? Fuck.
And I will sign.
I feel like each one of these is like
from being
it's like a
to radical political
this
theories
is like a
and
roll
social
call.
experiments while on duty. It's going to end
It's
immediately.
like a white supremacist roll call. Like each person that stands up, you're like, you definitely did a war
Our
crime
armed
and you were
forces
pardoned
will
over
be
it.
freed to focus on their sole mission, defeating America's enemies.
Enemy within? What about the enemy within? Talk about the enemy within. What's the enemy within?
Like in 2017, we will again build the strongest military the world has ever seen. We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into.
Ooh, shots fired. Shots fired at Biden. The wars we never get into. Except for the war on our southern border and the war on the enemy within. That's also a war. We're not going to call it a war, but it will be a war.
Of a peacemaker and unifier. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker and a unifier. I'm pleased to say that as of yesterday, one day before I assumed office,
there we go.
The hostages in the Middle East are coming back home to their families.
Yep. Thank you, Mitchell, for your very sweet tip over on Venmo.
Rightful place as the greatest, most powerful, most respected nation on earth, inspiring the awe and admiration of the entire world. A short time from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Oh my
and
God!
we will restore
Finally,
finally, of a great president, William McKinley, to Mount McKinley, where it should be and where it belongs.
Oh God, I don't even know that backstory. Mount McKinley. This has got to be some sort of like abomination to Native people. Like what happened? Mount McKinley has some colonial history. We know it. I don't know it off the top of my head.
And through talent. He was a natural businessman.
Oh, here we go.
He gave Teddy Roosevelt the money for many of the great things he did, including the Panama Canal. Which has foolishly been given to the
it's
country
time
of
to get it
Panama
back.
after the United States. The United States, I mean, think of this, spent more money than ever spent on a project before and lost 38,000 lives in the building of the Panama Canal. We have been treated very badly from this foolish gift that should have never been made.
This is when flags are supposedly flying at half-mast to honor the legacy of Jimmy Carter, who
spirit of our
negotiated
treaty has been
with the
totally
Panamanians to
violated.
return the
American
canal to
ships
them. It was
are
causing massive
being
amounts of problems.
severely
And
overcharged.
and the US
And not
basically
treated
effectively
fairly in
oversees
any
it, even
way,
though it is
shape,
still,
or
it
form,
belongs to
and that
Panama.
includes
This
the
is so
United
wild.
States
But I
Navy.
will say,
And
to
above all,
Trump's credit, if
China
you
is
go and
operating
ask
the Panama
anyone, any
Canal, and
American,
we didn't give it to
what is the biggest impediment to like your well-being? It's number one, why is the Gulf of Mexico called the Gulf of Mexico? And number two, why does Panama control the Panama Canal? And if only the Panama Canal were back under full US ownership, then my job would come back, my dick would grow an inch, and my kids would call me. Okay? So
So as we liberate our nation, we will lead it to new heights of victory and success. We will not be deterred. Together, we will end the chronic disease epidemic and keep our children safe,
oh
healthy,
God,
and
I forgot about
disease-free.
RFK Jr.
The
Oh
United
God.
States will once again consider
Everybody,
itself a
right now,
growing nation,
go make
one that
go make an
increases our
appointment.
wealth,
Go
expands
get
our
your flu. I just got my
territory,
flu shot on
builds our
Tuesday. Kind of felt
cities,
like,
raises
or
our
Thursday, felt like
expectations,
shit for
and
a little
carries
bit, but
our
I was
flag
fine.
into
Get
new
your
and
flu
beautiful
shots. Get your,
horizons.
if you're still
And
out
we
in
will
these
pursue
streets
our
having
manifest destiny into
sex,
the
go get your
stars, launching
HPV
American
vaccine.
astronauts
Um,
to
go
plant the
like
stars and
do everything you need
stripes
to
on the
do. Okay,
planet
these
Mars.
shortages are coming. The patent reversals are coming. It's very, very scary. Go get your booster. Do what you want to do. Oh God, look at Elon. Oh Jesus Christ. What's going on in Barron's head? He doesn't see the C-SPAN cameras. Is that Laura fucking Ingram?
Is the
And
lifeblood of a
oh,
great
these little
nation.
snakes.
And
These
right
little
now, our
snakes with
nation
turd
is
heads.
more
I swear to God.
ambitious than any other. There's no nation like our nation. Americans are explorers, builders, innovators, entrepreneurs, and pioneers. The spirit
Genocide
of the
years.
frontier is written into our
The
hearts.
spirit
The
of the
call of
frontier?
the
What
next
fucking year are you
great
talking about? The
adventure
spirit of the frontier.
resounds from within our souls. Our American ancestors turned a small group of colonies on the edge of a vast continent into a mighty republic of the most extraordinary citizens on earth. No one comes close. Americans pushed thousands of miles through a rugged land of untamed wilderness. They crossed deserts, scaled mountains, braved untold
Untamed
dangers,
wilderness,
won the Wild West,
i.e.
ended
the
slavery,
indigenous population.
rescued millions from tyranny,
Rescued
lifted
millions from
billions from
tyranny. What are you
poverty,
talking about,
harnessed
dog?
electricity, split the atom, launched mankind into the
Thank you, Just
heavens,
Julie.
and put the universe of
Thank
human
you,
knowledge
Wayne.
into the palm of the human hand. If we work together, there is nothing we cannot do and no dream we cannot achieve. Many people thought it was impossible for me to stage such a historic political comeback.
Dream R
But
76
as you
on
see today,
Patreon. He
here I
sounds like
am.
Xi
The American
Jinping in
people
his
have
New Year's
spoken.
address. It's all rainbows and unicorns. Suddenly, you see they have their machine guns behind their back. Very foreboding. Preston Parks, thank you, Biden, for giving us another Trump presidency. I'm sure your legacy will be great. Yeah, Preston Parks, 100%. He did give us another Trump presidency. He was a transitional candidate
I
from one
stand
Trump
before you
presidency to the
now as
next.
proof that you should
Manuel
never believe
Sandoval,
that
DACA was
something is
struck down on
impossible to
Friday
do.
again.
In America,
Terrifying,
the impossible is
terrifying.
what we do best.
Eric Gross on Patreon, a truly riveting
From New
speech
York to
delivered with
Los
all the
Angeles,
strength of a cold
from
turkey dog.
Philadelphia to
Ugh.
Phoenix, from
I don't know why
Chicago
that's
to
particularly
Miami,
gross
from
to me.
Houston to right here in Washington, D.C.
Can we just
Our
talk about like
country was
how
forged
he
and built
looks?
by
Like
the
he's like very
generations
like
of
a little
patriots who
a
gave
groomed
everything they
puppy.
had
Like puppy
for
went
our
to the
rights
groomers
and
this
for
morning,
our
right?
freedom.
Like he's very
They were
floofed.
farmers and
Extra
soldiers,
floof.
cowboys and
Not too
factory
much
workers, steel
bronzer,
workers and
lots
coal
of floof.
miners, police officers and pioneers who
Police
pushed onward, marched
officers and
forward,
uh
and let no
Native
obstacle defeat their
Americans
spirit or their
and
pride.
traffic cops
Together they
and
laid down the
all of the village
railroads,
people. That's who we
raised up
were.
the
The village people
skyscrapers,
really is
built great
America.
highways, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism,
Only to
and
have it
triumphed
fester in the
over every
US.
single challenge that they faced. After all we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in American history. With your help, we will restore America's promise, and we will rebuild the nation that we love, and we love it so much. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. So to every parent who dreams for their child, and every child who dreams for their future, I am with you, I will fight for you, and I will win for you.
Unless that
We're going
child
to win
happens
like
to be
never
trans
before.
or wants their full bodily autonomy. If your child has a uterus or is trans, yeesh,
Thank you.
I'm gonna try, but, like, you're probably not deserving of equal rights, so no thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brandon Schneider, without you, I couldn't
recent
possibly
years,
watch
our
this. Yeah,
nation
no,
has
this is
suffered greatly.
look, there's many moments
We
where
are
I've
going
watched
to bring
in
it back
disgust and
and make
horror.
it great again,
George W.
greater
Bush, I had a
than ever
lot of those
before.
moments just screaming at the
We will
television.
be a nation
So
like no
we
other,
we
full
need
of
one another in
compassion,
this time.
courage, and exceptionalism. Our power will stop all wars and bring a new spirit of unity to a world that has been angry, violent, and totally unpredictable. America will be respected again and admired again, including by people of religion, faith, and goodwill. We will be prosperous. We will be proud. We will be strong.
We
and
will wrap it up,
win
dog.
like never before. We will not be conquered. We will not be intimidated. We will not be broken. And we will not fail. From this day on, the United States of America will be a free, sovereign, and independent nation. We will stand bravely. We will live proudly. We will dream boldly, and nothing will stand in our way because we are Americans. The future is ours, and our golden age has just begun.
Who do you think he
Thank you.
plagiarized any of this
God
from?
bless America.
Is this
Thank
still a
you
Michelle
all.
Obama
Thank
thing?
you.
My guess it's mostly Michelle.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hell yeah. What about all the plebes watching in the cold outside? Where's all the spillover crowd that got to watch via TVs? God, I hope there's a lot of H1N1 in the air. God, I hope it goes airborne right here. Just patient zeros all over the place.
Ladies and gentlemen, performing.
Oh, are we gonna do
America the
another
Beautiful,
kiss? Maybe.
please welcome the
Almost.
Armed Forces Chorus
Did
and
we get one?
Carrie Underwood.
Oh, damn. I dug my key into the side of your fucking legacy, Carrie Underwood. I've always been a Kelly Clarkson bitch, okay? Now I'm never singing your song. I'm never singing that for karaoke. You are dead to me. Am I gonna get demonetized because oh no, it's gonna be like the anthem, isn't it? Oh, sorry. Come on, Biden. Come on, Biden. What you reading? What you reading? Go, 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 Biden. Go, 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 gadget Biden. Doug Emhoff there. You fucking. All right. There's a lot of dead air here. We're not sure what's going on. It's like the silent moment in church when everyone's like, what is, okay. Ready, set, go. I'm having trouble with the speaker. Why doesn't Trump just talk a little bit more? Oh, God, this is so painful. Thank you, Samantha Wiley, for becoming a member. Thank you to Dan Mickle. You guys get access to bonus episodes every Wednesday. So thanks so much for supporting the show. That means the world. There have been some good bonuses in the last few weeks. And you can also become a patron. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room is my preferred method. You can tell people, you can tell there's like, we got chats. You tell me who you want me to book on the show. On Tuesday, which is tomorrow, Emma Vigland and Bill Fletcher are going to be on the show. So that's going to be amazing and wonderful. And I hope y'all join for that. It's going to be a wild and bumpy ride. I also have some news to announce. I think tomorrow I can announce it. So stay tuned.
Oh, beautiful.
There we go. Okay, a cappella.
Spacious skies For amber waves of grace.
Nobody sing with her. Don't sing with her.
For
She's the singer.
purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Of America. Leave. Leave. Never sing your song ever again. Never. Ever. Before he cheats, before you turncoat. I'm just kidding. I don't know who Carrie Underwood is. I don't care. Hollywood means nothing. Get all the celebs on that side. All right, what are we doing now? Are we going to sacrifice the
Ladies and gentlemen, Senator
the
Fisher will now
honorary
introduce the benediction
sacrificing
clergy.
of the union worker? Next up, the sacrificing of the trans child.
Rabbi Ari Berman, Pastor Lorenzo Sewell, and Reverend Frank Mund to provide prayers of benediction.
John Johnston, all the plebes froze outside already. That's right. Thank you so much, Parzival, for that super sticker. Nice of you. Thank you, Jeff, for becoming a member, as well as Dale McLeod. I know how to pronounce that now. Appreciate you, Boston Brian. All of his lies, pandering, and bullshit. He still can't get a standing ovation from Greg Abbott. I will allow that
Almighty
tasteless, unwoke joke.
Your prophet Jeremiah walked the streets
Okay,
of
more.
Jerusalem.
All right, I don't care. More prayers. Guys, I think it's important to know that Melania has a new meme coin. It's melaniameme.com, and we should all be investing. Trump apparently just launched his meme coin. I'm gonna just put this up real quick. The Trump meme coin, a financial asset that didn't exist on Friday afternoon, now accounts for 89% of Trump's net worth. As of January 19th, $56.6 billion. I have no words other than call your family members who might be investing in this. You don't know. If you have Trump people in your life, let them live their truth. It's fine, but tell them not to put their money in this, please. It's the one thing. Like he's already going to tank the economy single-handedly through tariffs and through deregulation. He's going to destroy anything that we've built, anything that's left. I mean, there's nothing much left to destroy. We'll see if he goes back on the Inflation Reduction Act. But please don't aid to the destruction by allowing him to. I mean, this is so terrifying to me. Also, I do think, in addition to being involved in a war with Iran in the next, I would say, year or 2 years, crypto is gonna go legit. It's going, we're going to see investment funds, retirement funds, retirement funds invested into crypto. Banks are going to get more involved. That is going to happen. It's going to be legitimized, and our economy is going to fucking if you thought it was the idea that making crypto legit would help us. The economy is not that bad. It's about to get way worse. All right, there's still prayers going on, but that is 89% of his net worth. That's insane. There's going to be a rally later today. I'm sure that's where Snoop Dogg's going to be, as well as, again, all the plebes who've frozen. But, I really take issue with anyone who calls anti-trans legislation a side issue or a culture war. because they are making it a priority. The right is making it a massive priority, as if trans people were a threat somehow. I think I saw recently Laverne Cox, who was on the show, shared something that was like, the right is focused on the wrong 1%. And I think that's exactly how we need to frame it. The 1% we need to be concerned about are the billionaires that are straight up standing behind Donald Trump right now, that want to make the Trump tax cuts that expire this year. They want to make them permanent, which would cost the United States $4 trillion. Okay? And it includes things like being able to write off your private jets to the tune of $14 million. One business partnership did that. These two guys, Alvarez and something, they're like in consulting. They basically restructure companies. They wrote off $14 million in taxes. $14 million in taxes, people. Meanwhile, we're all getting our tax documents now. How much are you going to have to pay? Undoubtedly an unfair amount of your income. But when they talk about getting rid of income tax, all they care about, rich people already don't pay income tax. Let's remember, they pay themselves a very small amount, and they hide everything else in assets that have different tax structures, right? But anyway, the point is, day one, this is from the Free Press, executive order on, quote, male and female. The White House strikes out at gender ideology and pronouns. Also, ends housing of biological men in women's prisons, self-ID on passports, and more. There's still, by the way, a Reverend Lorenzo Sewell. There's more praying happening. Toward the end of 2024 presidential campaign, Trump's campaign released an unexpected ad, that was extremely politically effective. Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you. Could go down in history as one of the most effective campaign slogans ever devised. I guess. I don't know. The ad reinforced a promise Trump repeated at a rally after rally. If returned, he would immediately take on gender ideology the Biden administration had embraced. Namely, he would end policies such as allowing males on women's sports teams, or trans women to be playing in sports and in women's locker rooms, and the housing of male prisoners who identify as trans women in federal prisoners. President Trump has addressed all this and more in an expansive executive order he will sign tomorrow afternoon, i.e. today, defending women from gender ideology extremism. I swear to God, if every fucking cis woman who gives a shit about their own personal rights does not stand up in defense of trans women and trans people writ large right now, you're not a liberal. You're certainly not a progressive. You're sure as shit not a leftist. You don't believe in human rights. They are utilizing supposed feminism, of course they won't call it feminism, in order to attack trans people. Our fight is one and the same. All of this is about being genital inspectors, and it's truly terrifying. The executive order establishes government-wide the biological reality of two sexes and clearly defines male and female. A male is like when you're like strong or whatever, and like you're not like you killed a spider. Like when you kill a spider, and like a female is like when you like there's a lot of hair in the drain. You know what I'm saying? And a woman like be shopping. Okay, so like official decree, women be shopping. All right, so women is shopping, men kill spiders. All right, that's very clear. Men have the I love how they're like the men have the testes and the trunk of the genital order, which is known as the penis. Unless you are any Republican, in which case the penis does not protrude much far out from the testes, which are quite small in general. Mostly mangled mess, a little bit of a Harvey Weinstein happening, or in the words of Stormy Daniels, a toadstool with Yeti pubes around it. Yes, but that is in fact still male, even though one might not be able to locate said balls and said penis.
And what is a woman? A woman is anyone who I find attractive enough to try and cajole into bed with me. And if they shall refuse, I shall hereby perform the roofie on said woman until she relents. That is the definition of a woman.
There is still, by the way, praying. I don't want to get a copyright strike for these prayers, so I'm not going to show them to you because, like, they're kind of fire. They're like the hits. Woman means an adult human female. Yeah. This is like what's so funny about being a woman being defined is it's just like, oh, cool. You already treat women like second class citizens, but it's really fun to hear you be like,
the adult human female, which has a very small brain and cannot make decisions on her own, least of all if she would like to spawn. Because when said roofie is applied and the performance is complete, sometimes the adult human female shall be with child of God, or of SA, whichever, same thing. And she, with a pea-sized adult human female brain, is unable to make these decisions on her own.
I want to say, like, what I have to do with my jaw to make that little, like, Disney character old man is just, like, it's very difficult. It's like, you got to really freeze right here. The executive order directs that government identification like passports, ports, and personal records will reflect biological reality and not self-assessed gender identity. So in other words, and one of the things that this country has is if you identify as a woman or a man, you can change your that identification of your sex on your passport, on your identification. That's really important. It protects you in all kinds of circumstances. Of course, if you go into a doctor's office, if you do anything, literally anything, going through security, I don't know, fucking, it protects you. These are all things that protect people. To say nothing of obligating a trans woman to do things like using the men's bathroom. Right? And again, I'm someone who doesn't believe that all the crazy shit goes down in bathrooms that the right believes, but don't get it twisted. This is a danger to trans people. Okay, we have more singing happening. There's an opera. I can go back to the singing because I don't really care as much. Oh boy. Look at Trump. Look at Trump doing this. He doesn't know what to do. Everyone's putting their hand on their arm, and he's like, I'm gonna do the salute. I've made the choice. I can't go back. I really wish I could lower my hand, but I've made the salute decision. It's uncomfortable, but it's there. Biden's like, I love his song, man. I love his song. The bomb bursting in when's breakfast? I hope there's good lunch. I hope there's a hot sandwich there. Oh, say does my nap time come very soon? I don't think Biden's sad, Sophia. I don't think Biden's sad. I think Biden is not present. Biden thinks he crushed it. Biden was like, actually, I was a pretty good president, all in all. Other than straight up handing this presidency back to Donald Trump, I was a pretty good president. Damn, dude, that American flag must be cold. Flying it again, full mast, remember, because full mast, because even though they should be at half mast because Jimmy Carter died, Donald Trump threw a shit fit and now it's a full mast.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain at your seats. While the
Ladies and
president
gentlemen,
official
we are
party
going to
depart the
perform a
platform.
hysterectomy on a woman who rejected us back in high school. Stormcrow, I actually had to dry heave listening to this fascist Orwellian trash. Couldn't watch without your quips. I agree. You know what's interesting about his speech? It wasn't as scary as the American Carnage one, in my opinion. Because he's positioning himself against Biden, he did have this like peace. I want to be a candidate of peace. Wink, wink, nod, nod. I want to. He didn't say he wanted to be a candidate or a president for all Americans. I didn't hear that at all. He didn't say the thing that I thought he might, which was it's going to be tough. People are going to have to make sacrifices. You might have to snitch on your neighbor so that our expanded, ICE brigades can round them up. That might be implicit, but that wasn't there, so that was good. I also heard I will not weaponize the Justice Department. Story. We will see if he does or does not weaponize the Justice Department again with the likes of Kash Patel. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Swear to God. In all of this, I am really not as mad at Kamala Harris. I really am not. I think she was not smart, and she also doesn't believe in anything. So there's like that, but that's not her fault. It's not your fault if you're just a craven politician and you like want to be in power. That's just like she's a competent person. She's a very competent person. But it was Biden. It was Biden not dropping out early. It was Biden not willing to actually withhold weapon sales to Israel to try to actually get a ceasefire across the finish line that now we know Gaza absolutely played into why Biden was losing and why Kamala Harris lost. I don't have as much animus. I definitely don't want her to run again. No thanks. I'm good. No. I'm good. I don't want you to run again. I definitely don't want you as governor of California. Please spare us. But I'm not as like hot raging mad as I am at Joe Biden for so many things. But let's add to the list walking us back down the aisle in our like child bride marriage to Donald fucking Trump again. It's like we escaped for a couple of years and now we're back. I'm sorry, that's a really grim way to put it, but it's true. Well, that was the enog, guys. How do we feel? The enog. I should have made some eggnog for the eggnog. What? So thank you all for watching with me. We're gonna get through this together. Here's Darkwing Duck and Donald Trump. I swear, like, why, Melania? Why? I mean, I guess she was a model, whatever, but it's just so weird. It's so weird. There's gonna be so many more weird things. Someone needs to create a whole meme account. I mean, of course they already are, but we're going to be doing a show tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, our usual time. If you watch me on the Damage Report, I'm going to start doing Damage Report on Thursdays with John Idarola. So Mondays will no longer be live. There's a reason for that, an announcement I have coming pretty soon. Very, very exciting. But my show will obviously be Tuesdays, Wednesdays, the bonus, and Friday, Fantastic Friday, last Friday. Oh my God, if you guys missed it. 2-hour-long stream. We talked about everything from Zuckerberg to TikTok. The TikTok ban. That was quick. That lasted no time. But thank you so much, Antoine the Great, for becoming a member. Abby Everett, thank you for your super chat. Franny, you should do voice acting. My sister and I are dying laughing. Thank you for that. I would love to do voice acting, girl. Like, I'm like, I'm sort of a halfway impressionist. I feel like if I really tried, I could be, better. I do have a good Melania. I've got a pretty decent Mitch McConnell. But yeah, if I wanted, maybe I should throw some money into that. You got to do some fun stuff once in a while for yourself. Asa, CFO of Enron, says DC never liked Carter, to be fair, so I'm not surprised. All right, I don't need all this this back chatter. But anyway, the point is guys, we are going to be listening to there's going to be a lot of normalization coming down the pike. There's going to be a lot of trying to give Donald Trump victories and wins on multiple fronts. He's just assumed office and he already wants to take credit for the ceasefire as well as obviously unbanning TikTok. So we're going to be look, this is not to say that you don't play for team progress, meaning there's no blue or red here. Overall, I would celebrate something that's good. I do celebrate the ceasefire, but it makes me more angry at Democrats than it does make me congratulate Donald Trump. If Trump wants to do things that are pro-worker, that are pro-women, if he wants to actually protect abortion rights, if he wants to respect the things that Biden did do, we're going to talk about some of the good things that Biden did tomorrow with Emma Vigeland. He just passed the Equal Rights Amendment. What does that mean? So if there are good things, I'm going to support those good things. But writ large, y'all, we're seeing Project 2025 play out in real time. It is an agenda that hates women, that hates trans people, that believes that any person of color that has received any sort of accolades or success is only there because they're a DEI hire. It believes that our justice system gives those people unfair advantage. Stephen Miller, who is still going to be an advisor to Donald Trump, has an entire law firm called America First Legal that is basically goes after anyone, basically advocates on behalf of white people, and brings cases before different courts to say that this white person was discriminated against. That's what America First Legal is. So we're going to be seeing that in every sphere. And the way that the corporate class, the billionaire class, the Amazons, the Google, the Meta, the way they have so willingly obliterated their policies around inclusivity and equity and hiring and all of that. I mean, forget equal pay, right? That is a sign that these plutocrats do not care about our lives. These plutocrats want to bait you with some anti-DEI stuff as if that's going to put money in your pocket or going to clean the air or your water or prevent your home from being burned down in a wildfire. They are there for one thing and one thing only, and that is tax breaks. They are there to make Donald Trump's tax breaks permanent, and they will. And it will cost us, once again, $4 trillion, to say nothing of the destruction that the 1% has already created. By the way, if you're concerned about climate chaos, which we all should be, given that half of y'all in the United States are under a deep freeze, half of us are, it's going to be like 80 degrees in LA later this week. Not a fucking lick of water has fallen from the sky in 9 months. The 1% apparently has already used up their carbon budget. I didn't even know if anyone put the 1% on a budget, but they've basically used up their carbon budget in the first 10 days of January, the first week of January. They've emitted more carbon into the atmosphere than all the 99% combined. That is what we're dealing with. Okay. The class war is game fucking on. All right. And Democrats better understand how they lost and why they lost. Otherwise, they need to get up out the fucking way. Because there are those of us who actually do want to fight. And there are those of us who actually want to vote for our hopes and not just our fears for the status quo. You better get real serious about what's going on, and quickly. So anyone who's out here trying to soft pedal this shit, and the same thing, and the reason I say it's not team blue or team red is when I criticize Biden, all these blue MAGA are up in my comments. They're like, oh, you really unfair to Joe Biden. You really shut up, please stop. I am not playing. We are getting nowhere if we go easy on Democrats. We are also getting nowhere if we flatten them and say Biden is the exact same as Donald Trump. I've never said that, and I don't believe that. However, I will be honest, when he's continued all of Trump's policies, It's hard to see how we even drill more. It's hard to see how we even get more militarized on the border, considering Biden continued all of the same policies of Donald Trump. I do want to talk about the ceasefire tomorrow with Emma. I want to excited to talk to Bill Fletcher, who is a movement thinker and analyst, can talk to us about this broader fight against fascism, how he situates the moment we're into the long arc of history that, as MLK Jr. said, bends towards justice. But my God, it's feeling like a straight line lately, isn't it? It doesn't bend without us pulling it. And yes, we have to take on, as MLK Jr. said, extreme militarism, extreme consumerism and capitalism, and extreme racism. And these are the pillars of this American so-called democracy. And we live in, as my mentor Max Albom is constantly reminding us, and I think again Reverend William Barber III, when he talks about the Third Reconstruction, let's never forget we still live in the shadow of the backlash to the civil rights movement. Nixon was a backlash. Reagan was a backlash. You could even argue that Bill Clinton and welfare reform were a backlash. We still live in a backlash to the idea that Black Americans, who really are a stand-in for all Americans, any minority group, anyone who's been historically wronged, that they would even deserve full citizenship, full rights, full access to institutional support or housing or healthcare, that they would be treated equally under the law. That is the backlash that we are in. So when we make fun of the anti-DEI, the anti-woke, the anti-CRT, remember that those are simply DEI and CRT. I mean, CRT is like literally an academic study, but DEI has been a stand-in to try to nibble around the edges of our incredibly unjust system, so that there can be more inclusion of people of color, of women and whatnot. It's not nearly enough, and it's not structural. So let's go for more. Let's go for more. Let's go for a political revolution. Let's go, and let's take these billionaires down a peg. Or many, many, many pegs. Thank you, Dragoon Dragon. Love you, Franny. As hard as it can be, don't stop, please. Can't stop, won't stop, but I think, again, everyone, find the places you can get involved locally, find the mutual aid groups, find if it's Working Families Party, if it's DSA, if it is having a group of neighbors get together and hang, even if it's whatever it is, that is what is going to save us, is us building communities. It's us having our phone trees. It's us having our emergency contacts wider and bigger. The worst you can do in the next 4 years is to isolate, is to shut people out of your lives. Open your doors, open the lines of communication, welcome people into your life. And I say that no Charlie Kirk shit here. This is not about opening your doors to people who would harm you or who don't, believe in your full humanity. I just mean in terms of your communities, find your people. They are there. They're next to you. They're near you. They are suffering as well. You see the kinds of, singular acts of desperation in these times, whether they be violent or not, or just, whatever they are, because people don't feel they have community. They don't feel they have one another. This can be a community, let's do some live shows. Y'all come out, tell me what city you want me to come to. Let's make it happen. Let's have some fun in the meantime as we, commentate and, whatever the fucking sports term is when you talk about all the horrors as well. But it's not enough to talk about the horrors, and you guys know how I feel about that. We have to build something. We have to build an alternative. We are the ones we've been waiting for, and all of the other things. Guys, that has been the inaugural live stream. I apologize, and you're welcome. Thank you for all the support. Again, patreon.com/bitchuationroom is how you can do so. You get so many perks, discounts on our 100% union made merch. Bituationroom.com is where you go if you want to buy that. 20% off that. You also get 25% off our sponsor, Sunset Lake CBD or CBD, if you're a real one. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you're subscribed. And thank y'all so much. Bye-bye.